Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's Google Hangout. Today, we are going to be speaking with Cherie Abbanat, who is the CEO of Haiti Projects. She joins us from Boston. Hi, Cherie.
Hey, how are you?
Well, welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Um, and here we have Amy, who's our technology coordinator. And we are recording this Google Hangout on May 15th, which is a little after the Dining for Women Knowledge is Power conference. It was so wonderful to meet with all of you and to know how committed and how religiously you watch this Google Hangout. So Amy and I are going to try really hard to do better every time. And we want you to know that the two of us do see you. So Cherie, why don't you go ahead and tell us more about Haiti Projects?
Great. Happy to do so. So let me just pull up the presentation here and can try to share it with all of you.
Yep.
So Haiti Projects is focused on empowering women in rural Haiti. And the way we do that is we're focused on, hold on, let me just try to pull this up again.
Yes, we see it.
Great. You can see it?
Yep. Yeah.
Great. And the way that we do this is through our focus on jobs, healthcare, and education. So Haiti Projects is a system of projects that works together to touch a woman's life in many different parts of her life, be it young girl to older woman who has a job. So a little bit of background, I'm not going to go in too much depth here, but there's a bunch of problems and the reasons behind what we do, why we do what we do. So 40% of households, 40 to 50% of households headed by women. So we know that they're all by themselves trying to make this work. 2/3 of the labor force in Haiti don't have formal jobs. They're selling in the marketplace maybe. And a lot of the population lives on less than $2 per day. And those are the women we're going to be talking about. They lack access to healthcare and pathways to skill building, literacy, and links to the outside world. So Haiti Projects boasts 85 artisans. Artisans make beautiful handmade products, and we sell them on the U.S. marketplace. We also make in-country products like reusable sanitary pads. And then we also have our beekeeping project, which I'll get into a little bit more later. On the health side, we had 8,000 patient visits last year, and we are super excited that we have 300 soccer girls playing on 5 teams and breaking gender norms about who can play soccer in Haiti. Through our education initiatives, this is primarily through our library in Haiti. It's the first ever maker library in Haiti. We have been able to touch 5,600 visitors and provide 187 workshops. And we track the number of girls that we serve. So we're at a 47% rate at this point. I'm going to talk a little bit about the impact of our work. How can we see that we're making a difference? And we track this over time. We try to do a survey every couple of years to find out what did you have before you worked for Haiti Projects? What can you afford after having a job with Haiti Projects? So we see that if you look at this chart, that people are able to send their kids to school. They're able to pay for medications when someone gets sick. They can purchase livestock, and they can make repairs on their homes. So the problem we're trying to focus on, as I mentioned earlier, is focusing on the women. The women are heading the households. The women are managing the kids, the food, all of that. So we need to focus on those women. The women are also responsible for all of these things, feeding, clothing, sending kids to school, and have very few employment options. At the same time, we also want to touch on the environmental degradation problem in Haiti, where we have massive deforestation, where women and people are cutting these trees for charcoal production. So the goal of the project is to find out if we can break gender norms about who can be a beekeeper. And then we're targeting the poorest of the poor women in the Fondé Blanc Haiti region. We're creating income generating opportunities for them, and we're also teaching environmental stewardship. So how are we doing this? How are we going to make all this happen? We're going to provide hives, equipment, and tools to train the women. We're going to support these beekeepers by helping them not only harvest honey, but maybe make other products like wax for candle making or soap making. We're also going to focus on financial management using our financial literacy program. So I can talk a little bit about this a little bit later, but I just want to point out that we've done some surveying before, and we took on these beekeepers to understand who they are. Where do they come from? How many kids do they have? What's the average household income? So it's important to understand who they are so that we can tailor the program accordingly. So have we made progress? Where are we with this project? Well, we're so excited. So we've already recruited the 20 women, and then another 7 came along. And so we allowed them in the program. So we're going to actually have 27 new beekeepers. We've been able to add our regional cohorts. We already have 40 female beekeepers have been working for 8 months. They've added new hives, and they've also harvested 6 gallons of honey in the last 8 months. So here's a couple of the women who we're talking to, so asking them about who they are and how this project has impact. So we'll follow these 2 women, Izani and Claudette, over the course of this project to find out how they fare through the end of the project. And that's it. So super happy to be here. We're so excited to really jump into this project and make it happen. And we're so thankful for the Dining for Women grant that allows us to do this.
Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. Clearly, this is a complex project in so many different ways, but let's get into it. So, Cherie, whenever the rest of us hear about Haiti, it's always in the news. I'm still waiting to get you back. There you are.
Sorry about that.
Yes, we always hear about Haiti, when a huge disaster hits the island. And so can you give all of us kind of an update of where Haiti stands, and especially your community?
Sure. Haiti is one of the most vulnerable communities in the world. So Haiti's subject to earthquakes, hurricanes, floods as a result of the deforestation. So there's always another disaster. Since the earthquake, though, there has been a lot of rebuilding. But then we were hit by, just in 2016, Hurricane Matthew, which pretty much wiped out a lot of the Southern Peninsula where we work. And so this beekeeping project is addressing some of the damage that we sustained as a result of that hurricane most recently.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit more about the women who kind of will be the beekeepers? Who are they? What are their families like?
The women are, they're brave. I would say that they are some of the strongest women that you can meet. The reason, well, there are a number of reasons that we want to think about this, but primarily, let me just get my my notes on the women so I can speak more clearly to the subject. But you're talking about households with an average number of children, about 4.4 children. And the income level that we found that they had per month was $30. So very, very low income. The average grade level, not past 4th grade. So 4th grade and below is what you'll find with these women. And then, so where do they even get this $30 of income that they do have? Only 14% have a formal job, and those are probably women working for us at the Artisanat. And some are 37% selling stuff in the market. Those are the people selling beans and corn, that kind of thing. And then, other forms, well, that's part of the agriculture that they're selling in the market. 41% income generation from agriculture and income from commerce. So maybe they're selling like packets of water in the marketplace that are usually pretty unsanitary. It's a pretty dire situation for them.
Mm-hmm. You and I were talking about
why that is because they think they have to have these big weddings, with the white dress, this westernized version of the wedding, and no one can afford the white dress. And importantly, no one can afford the party after the wedding. So they wait for years and years and years before they'll live with somebody for numbers of years, and they won't be married to that person. In fact, our driver he just saved enough money to give to his parents, so in their 60s they could have a big white wedding with bridesmaids and flowers. And so it's a barrier. These ideas can be barriers.
Well, it's a good thing that we are economically empowering these women under these conditions, because these are choices that they're having to make.
Right.
So since there's so much about the environment that we're talking about with Haiti Projects, and the beekeeping seems to be like an answer to these environmental issues, can you tell us a little bit more about whether or not you have bee colony collapse in Haiti that
Sure.
the rest of the world is seeing?
Yes, we have seen problems. So we are organically, most of the beekeepers that we know of in the area are organic beekeeping, because we don't have money for pesticides. It actually costs money. We don't have access, and we don't have money for that. So I asked the farmers, what are we going to do? Because I know that hives are collapsing all over the world, mites. And do we have mite problems? They said, oh yes, we do have mite problems, those little bugs that, crawl on the bees. And I said, well, what do we do? And he said, well, this is what we do. We get some Crisco, and we put a big thick bit of Crisco on a pan, like a baking sheet, or they'll make it out of wood, under the hive. And then we put it under the hive, and then we get some powdered sugar, and we sprinkle the powdered sugar on top of the hive. And then the bees don't like that, or they try to clean themselves of the powdered sugar. And when they clean themselves with the powdered sugar, the mites drop out of them, and then drop out of the hive into the Crisco, and they get stuck, and then they can't get back up into the hive. And I thought, wow, isn't that amazing? An organic hive mite solution for hives, south knowledge creation by the organic beekeeper. So I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could transfer knowledge south-north, not always transferring information north-south?
I think some of our members who have beekeeping as a hobby are going to try your Crisco little thing.
Of course, yes.
So all we need to do is to work on the white dress and the big wedding thing.
The white dress and the Crisco, with Crisco.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Cherie, for joining us on this little Google Hangout and sharing these wonderful little information. I know your bees are thriving up there in Haiti, and we wish you and your project the absolute very best.
Thank you so much. We are so happy to be able to do this because of all of you at Dining for Women.